Guys, this morning we're looking at the area of a triangle. So you can see the triangle on the screen, and if we draw a second triangle which is exactly the same size but turned to form a rectangle, I think it's clear to us looking at that diagram that this original triangle we had, which is the same size and area as the yellow triangle, must form half the rectangle. And we know that the area of a rectangle is base times height, which gives us therefore the area of the triangle being half the rectangle is half times base times height. And just to note that we can write half times base times height as base times height divided by 2. It's the same thing. So when we're doing our questions, set out the working. Area of a triangle is half times 8 times 4. Write that out and then pop down your answer. And don't forget the units are squared centimeters. But what if your triangle looks like this? What's the area of this triangle? Well, once again, if we draw a rectangle around it, and then we split that into 2, so our original triangle is now in 2 halves, I think we can see that the triangle here, A, and this yellow triangle are the same size, and this triangle B and this yellow triangle are the same size. So once again, our original triangle is half the rectangle. Triangle A is half of the left-hand side, triangle B is half of the right-hand side, and therefore A plus B is still half of the whole rectangle. So the area is still a half times base times height. Note when we say height, we mean the vertical height from the base straight upwards, not this slant height here, and not this slant height here. It's the vertical straight up height. So in this example, if we draw the rectangle around it, we can see that the base is 12 centimeters. The vertical height is 6 centimeters. So the area is a half times 12 times 6. When you're doing the questions, write that bit of working down, and then your answer, 36 squared centimeters. And even if your triangle looks like this, if we draw exactly the same triangle but turned, so the yellow triangle you can see is exactly the same size as the original triangle, we've now formed a parallelogram. So our original triangle is half the size of the parallelogram, and the area of a parallelogram is base times vertical height. And therefore, the area of the triangle is a half times base times vertical height. It is still the same formula. No matter what the triangle looks like, we've seen 3 different types now, but it's always a half times base times vertical height. And so in this example, the base times the vertical height would be 10 times 8. So it's a half times 10 times 8, and that equals 40 squared centimeters.